All right, hello everybody. We're at Bell Lawn Bowling Club in Sun City, Arizona for the 2025 U.S. Open. We've been doing men's fours all day today, and now we're here at the championship final. This match will be between Team Downs and Team Herbert. They're just finishing up their second trial end. So Phil Downs it's Phil Downs from Devon, UK, Phil Dunn from Laguna Beach, Chris Trenchell from Santa Barbara, and Scotty Marzoni from Palo Alto. Team Herbert is Charlie Herbert from Laguna Beach, Gareth Cole from San Jose, Angel Roca from Beverly Hills, and Sadri Jazieri from Laguna Beach. All the other matches we had were 14 ends. This one will be 16 ends. And where the other matches had I think 2.5 hour time limit. This will have no time limit. As far as who we are, probably introduce ourselves. Sitting next to me is Bowls USA and Southwest Division Treasurer Kelly Warren.
Thank you, Scott. Welcome, everybody.
And I'm Bowls USA Hall of Fame member Scott Roberts. So I think the Vices just rolled their last trials. I'll have to skip through theirs. So both these teams, there was 4 matches yesterday that these teams played. 12 ends is qualifying. Both these teams finished well enough out of the initial count of 39 teams. They managed to qualify to be in the top 8. And they won both their games this morning to make it into this championship final. We got a minute while we're doing these. It's a big thank you again to the Bowls Development Fund for sponsoring our live streaming this whole week, including this event, and especially this tent that they have us using to keep us and our equipment in the shade so it doesn't melt down. The Bowls Development Fund helps finance bowling in the United States. And it's all contributions are tax deductible. So if you're interested in furthering development of bowls in the U.S., I know they can make monthly contributions, one-time contributions, put it in trust funds, etc., wills, and they would gladly like to hear from you. You can find out more information at the URL bowlsdevelopmentfund.org. So thank you again to the Bowls Development Fund for your sponsorship. Also, big thank you to the Nixon Group, the Orange Realtors. I don't know of an event in the South Central Division, which is where we're at, where they are not the sponsors. They specialize in housing in this area and in Central Arizona. So if you're looking for something of interest, look up for the orange sign for the Nixon Group. I know they've helped out a lot of people in this area. So thank you again for your continued sponsorship to the Nixon Group. Okay, I think we're about ready to get underway. So it looks like Team Herbert will have the mat first, and this is Sadri Jazieri. He'll be rolling the jack. And I know this team really likes to go end to end. That's usually their strength, what they try and do with the jack. So Sadri is one half of the current national pairs champion team, and with Ruz Adai. Which was just completed 2 weeks ago. And their skipper is Charlie Herbert, who just finished winning his 7th consecutive national championship in men's singles. All right, here's Sadri's first bowl. Pretty good start there. Just a foot behind. All right, this is Scotty Marzoni. Scotty won the Southwest Open singles this year for 2025, defeating Charlie Herbert in the final. About a yard short there. See if Sadri can throw another good ball like that first, maybe take a little bit more grass. Decent weight, a little heavy. All right, here's Scotty again. Just kind of cruising through. All right, this is Angel Roca from Beverly Hills. Pretty good bull here. Maybe about a yard through. And now Chris Trenchel from Santa Barbara, California. Not too bad. Got a good result out of it. A little heavy. All right, Angel again. Probably just wants to drop a little pace. Not too much. Similar, Chris wants to drop a little pace. Both these guys were kind of playing follow lead a little bit. Just a bit behind. Pretty good ball there by Chris. Probably second shot. All right, unlike what we've seen pretty much all day, the Vices have been staying in the head for both of these teams and then crossing over together. Whereas in the previous games we had, the Vices were just staying with the front end and then just crossing over once. So this will lengthen out the game a little bit. But you can't argue with the results from these teams, given that they're here in the championship match. There's Gareth Cole from San Jose. Little heavy there. And, this is Phil Dunn from Laguna Beach. So I think he's a member of several clubs. Santa Monica to me is one that I remember for him first joining, but he listed as Laguna Beach now. Seems to be kind of flying by us. Gareth again. What a bull there. That's well done by Gareth Cole. Of course, he is jack level, so gives opportunity for Phil to play kind of a little jack or bull shot here. Play it right on through. I mean, you make use of Gareth's bull. Got those couple of catchers waiting. It's a bit of a mix there behind. He's trying pretty hard here. Not far away. Oh, just turned away. So it's probably two. as I mentioned, 7-time U.S. National Singles Champion, 7 consecutive in a row, and current. He's going to try and do the little drag here, see if he can come around and tuck that jack away. Maybe just a little short there. It's Phil Downs. Devon in the UK. His first ball, I think he'll probably be playing a similar kind of jack or bull shot here. Just doesn't have the pace. Nobody's in anybody's way, so Charlie still can come all the way around. Do that little drag for 3 here. Put the jack, hide it. Should be able to get all the way around it. And just to get to those, he's pretty close. I might have put it in the count. Close. Big shot early in the match for Philly. Really got to come down. Really needs to come down. Let's see. 2 or 3 here. We've got Bulls USA First Vice President Kane Tobin on the flipper here to try and give us an idea on the score. This measure brought to you by the Barry Bowling Systems. David Aaron's and Barry Bowling Systems have been a sponsor of USO for many, many years. If you're looking for a new green for your club and looking to do a artificial, I know Barry Bowling Systems is very well received by the clubs that have gotten their system. So thank you again for your continued sponsorship, Barry Bowling Systems. All right, it's 2 for Team Herbert. So they'll take a 2-0 lead in this championship final, going to 16 ends. Again, you'll see them probably consistently keeping the mat right near the 2-meter mark and trying to get it pretty far to the end. It might not make it all the way, but it won't be too far away. All right, here's Sandri's first. Looks like a pretty good opener here. Yeah, really nicely done there by Sandri. There's Scotty. Doesn't want to be short here. It could be nice and up to it. Nice and positive here. Close here by Scotty. Ooh, just missed. Great effort there, though. Sandri probably doesn't, again, just don't be afraid of it. A lot of people get a ball in the jack and then they're kind of worried about moving it. I'd rather you move it than your opponent. So just trying to do the same thing. Sandri with another really good ball here. 2 solid balls there was by Sandri Jazzieri. Scotty was not far away with his first one. Really good there. Really good there. Angel. all the way to the back. See if it stays up.
Jack High, either hand.
Chris.
Proceed. Try, buddy. Try.
A little short by Angel there. Chris is going to hang on here.
Okay, Chris.
A little short there. Right devices cross over here. Another one of our sponsors, Jai Thai. Jai Thai for your sponsorship. If you're looking for a place to go eat delicious Thai food after the match, if you mention US Open for bowlers, you get 15% off your bill. So thank you, Jai Thai. There's Gareth. Another good bowl in the head there. Really well done. Kind of almost takes away that where Lisa makes it harder for the Jack
Draw
or
that,
Bull
follow it
shot.
up. Believe you can draw it, buddy. Come back. Tickle. Foot.
All right, Phil.
Right, wait, next time, buddy. Weight's good. Weight's good.
It's not bad. Just a little narrow. Gareth again. Well, wasted no time there. I like it. Yeah, just a little narrow.
You sort of aim to beat this one here, mate. You won't be far off, mate.
See if Phil can get to it this time. Looks like a better road. Did he keep the weight? No, just kind of punt the Angels up in there. And the skips across over, or at least Charlie will go. So, because this is a final, all the matches today, or must be, there must be a winner. So if there's a tie after the end, then they'll play an extra round, as opposed to yesterday where they had to. Well, and if it's out of reach, then they'll stop. Whereas yesterday, every had to play all of them with the tie stood. All right, here's Charlie's first.
Back. Come on, fella. Reach white. Hurry, ball. Hurry. Okay, that's good.
We have a scoreboard, as I said, and they've got the board reversed, and a lot easier for me to change, so I've turned it off briefly so I can make that adjustment. Alright,
Jack!
there's the first ball with Phil.
Jack! Come on!
Close.
Jack! Oh!
What a shot. Great ball there. Great ball by Phil Downs there. We're looking like 2 Because I know both those white bulls belong to Team Downs. Well, a lot of room to draw for Charlie here. A good shot by Phil to flip the head around. With them going from 2 down to 2 up. So now he just needs to. Anything within a yard will get him shot here. Just needs to slip the white. Oh, just a little edge on it. He's done it. That's well done by Charlie. Take shot and put it right next to the jack. Beautiful bull there. Nearly got wrecked. Boy, that was close. And then just skirting the edge was enough to just slow it down here. See, it gives you over the shoulder what Phil's looking at here. He's going to try and just rest on Charlie's and push it through, but I think he's a little narrow. I don't think that's the one he wanted to hit. Might be 2 now. Wait for them to put it on the scoreboard and get everything right. I'm pretty sure he hit one of his own, or his opponent's up for 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, just one. We'll say it's 1. So 3-0. Sandri's been getting the team off to a great start. Let's see if we can do it again. Not too bad, but on the head behind. Scotty. Pretty good spot. See her through. See, it is 4. I thought it was a 2. Somehow they fixed themselves. Thought he pushed another one in there at the end. Skies is away. Let's see if he makes an adjustment. His first one wasn't bad. Just a small adjustment to get the floater right behind. That's in for the shot right now. That's well done by Scotty Marzoni. Holding shot here. He's going to have Angel keep playing his backhand here. Just been playing the side and just come all the way up and into Jack or that last bowl. close. Oh, got a good chunk of it. Chris. Nice pull there by Chris Trenchel. Wow. Position A there. Angel trying to get one in. Got it a little closer, I think. Actually hit the inside half of his ball just a little. Chris again doesn't want to do much different. Eyeballing it. This looks really good here. Nice ball. Two great balls by Chris Trenchel. Anything to add, Kelly?
I'm hypnotized. This good bowling gets me just numb. Just stare at it.
Getting in a haze?
Yeah, I confess.
So you're broadcasting, man. You can't be getting in a haze.
I know.
Can't get in that bowling haze.
Time to get it.
There's Gareth. Just wants a touch on the red. A little spicy here. Yeah, in the ditch, unfortunately. Filled on.
I might go backhand and try and come in from the other side and bring it over.
Oh, there. Working a couple now, I think. Doesn't want really get any jack over. He doesn't want to push over to the reds. It's a pretty decent home here. Gareth can take a little weight off here. Either that or kind of find the. Oh, he's taking way too much off. That's. He's not happy with that. Let's see if I can get a little angle here and see. No, that's not helping.
I can already tell you, 6-7. I saw the hand sign already.
He's going to try it again here. Just sitting on Chris's is pretty good. That's a nice ball there. Looking like 2 or 3 here. So we got a couple other matches going on. So the two teams that these teams here that we're watching beat, they're playing in the 3rd place match, which I believe is the match going on right next door in Ring 3. We're on Ring 2 and Ring 3. That's what you see. There should also be the second flight final going on Ring 7.
That second flight final is Team Ball versus Warmington.
Third flight is...
Third flight is Team Stahl versus Bernowski. Bernowski holding 3-1 lead after 2.
Charlie's this way. Let's see if he's getting a piece of this head here. just touch on the jack. Good effort, real good ball. I don't think he got a result. I think he just even pushed it when it fell the wrong way too. Insult to injury. Putting it sideways would have helped him put to that red ball, but I think it went a little bit back to get to the yellow and the black balls of Team Downs. And I think we have a third flag final going on somewhere. I thought it had been here, but I don't.
It's actually in the other green. The team we had this morning, Team Wilson, has made it to the third flag final. And they're playing against the McCarty team. I'll wander over there and check the score in a little bit.
See if Phil's got anything here. Just touching on the black wouldn't be bad. Charlie's been playing pretty well to start with. There's a reason why they're up 4-0. Mr. Downs has been just a little bit of a struggle. This deliberation brought by Henselite USA, Choice of Champions. Thank you for your sponsorship, Henselite USA. If you're interested in some new bulls, Jimmer and Minnesota can take care of you. Website is henseliteusa.com. Thank you, Henselite. Deliberation is over. Charlie's doing.
We will see. Seems like he just wants to roll right in front of those two and behind the jack.
Did a little spin with his ball as if he's going to play a pressing shot and play the swing. Yep. His pre-shot routine was that of a weighty shot, and that's what he's coming with. And he's not far away. Get the front one. Just kind of move things around. A little unlucky. I think it might be 4 or 5 here. So I'm seeing it wrong. Looks like the yellow one is Phil Dunn's. I think those 2 black ones are Chris Trenchell's. The white one's is Scotty's. The other yellow one is obviously Phil. So I think it might be 4 or 5, which again is always a challenge of playing with weight. You just, you could, I mean, it wasn't far away from whatever he was trying to do to hit the target and get something happen, but he happened to hit that front pole and it kind of just cascaded and knocked some of theirs out from behind. So.
Charlie's the one who taught me that saying with weight comes wonder. Dad wonder that tall.
It's an opportunity for kind of a free draw here for Phil. He was pretty safe with that, so he wasn't going to move anything. So just the question of what the score is. They're already taking 3, 4 out as expected, and then they'll probably eyeball that 5th one. Kane's right there, who's doing flipping, so I'm sure we'll get a good Iggy on what's happening.
While we're waiting, over on rank 3, Team Stoll just scored 2 to tie that match up at 3 all.
If there's a doubt, just get down and measure. Each going to measure, just to be sure. Let's look on this. I think it was probably 3 down. So I think Charlie made the calculation. It's like, well, I could maybe go another 1 or 2 down, but I could really turn this head over. He decided it was worth it to have a go. And again, I don't think he was off by much. Looks like a handful, just like that. Team Downs is now taking the lead 5-4 after 3. Playing 16 ends in this 2025 U.S. Open Men's Final Championship match. Try and get some commentary questions here. What's the pace of the greens roughly? I think it's the word we got was about 14 seconds. 14 seconds here. Graham's asking for the YouTube link. This is not being broadcast live on YouTube. We're going to have it later up on the World Bulls TV YouTube. We're uploading it after the day is over, so it should be there on YouTube. Trying to get some more scores when I get a chance. We're back to the action here. So it's different length here, gone a little shorter now that Team Downs has got the mat. Scotty through, which is kind of what you expect after going end to end to try and make a radical change to more of a medium length, short medium length. And Scotty was through by about 5 feet and 2 yards for Sandri. See if both these guys can make their adjustments. Scotty dropped a yard, not too bad, maybe 2 feet. He's a yard through.
Last bowl was, I timed it at 13.2. Release time.
Yeah, it's a little shorter than what you would do for regulation, so I think 14 is probably pretty safe. Decent adjustment by Chaudhry. Just a bit short. Should be in for shot though, but he's a couple feet short. There's still room to draw here.
Come on, Chris. Stop.
Good bull again by Chris. What a shot by Chris Trenchel. Beautiful bull there. Nice try by Angel. Tried a little jacker bull shot, and weight was pretty good. He's only a yard through, and he just missed the target. Chris, let's see if he can do it again. Don't think he wants to change much. Just kind of come up to it. Just a little touch on his own, be pretty good. Anyway, just kind of floated it around. That's pretty nice there. Nothing wrong with that. Angel again, probably doesn't want to do much different here. Just trying to get a piece of the bull or the jack here. Just around it. Just missing on either side.
All of those are in a receiving position with that lone bull on the jack.
Okay, here's full done.
Line Phil, just round a yard too far.
That's a little heavy. Gareth will cross over. Question to see if this, where this is being played. We're here in at Bell Lawn Bowling Club in Sun City, Arizona. So, not in Florida. Gareth's first is away. Again, I think he's trying to jack or bull shot here. It's going to come kind of narrow. Weight's all right.
Yeah, 2.5 feet wide.
I think it's still this one from Chris. It's kind of lonely, though.
All good there, mate. All good.
Just dropped it in behind. Don't think it's quite second. I think Audrey's in front. Still second. There's Gareth trying again. Just didn't get the line on that one or the weight, unfortunately. Came over so far on his first, and then his second just kind of overcorrected there. So Phil Downs is here.
We're on rank 3. Bernowski just scored another 3 and now leads 6-3 after 4.
All right, here's Phil. Be a good time for him to get one in. He's about a yard short. All right. Richard asked the question, is bowls played in all states? No. We don't have clubs in all the states. We have kind of little pockets of areas of where we have lawn bowls. Here in Sun City, Arizona, they have like 8 or 9 clubs. In the Southwest, and it varies from Cambria, Santa Barbara, and kind of Central California down to San Diego. There's about 29 clubs in that area. Little pocket in Florida. Milwaukee's got a couple. One in Chicago, Seattle. There's just kind of little pockets around. There's one in New York City, in Central Park. So we're kind of a little bit spread out and all over the place.
However, if you live in Indiana, there's a new club being built, which will be the first club at Fort Wayne, Indiana, being promoted by the curling club from Fort Wayne.
All right, so Charlie did kind of get a little 3-way combo to push theirs up for definitely to be second. I don't think that's necessarily what he wanted to do. I think he still wanted to try a jack or bowl shot, but he did manage to get that as a consolation prize. Phil's, I'm sure Phil's shaking his head. He's a little bit on the struggle right now, Phil Downs, but I saw him kind of peeking an eye over. I saw him making some spectacular bowls earlier, so I hope he finds it. All right, here's Charlie's last, trying to dislodge this bowl here. Kind of pushed up the orange of Phil Downs. I don't know if we put it in for 2. All right, 2 it is. A little bit of bad luck. Charlie trying hard to get some shots made, but it's just kind of, unfortunate that it's kind of flipping the other way. So it'll now be down 7, Herbert 4. After 4 ends, we're playing 16 here in Sun City, Arizona for the 2025 U.S. Open Men's Fours Championship. We'll see Scotty has pulled the mount up just a bit. And they're definitely the map. The jack is definitely not tee to tee here. First, not too bad, a couple balls short. See if Sadri can find it. He was a wizard going tee to tee and struggled a little bit on that last one. See if he can find it again here. Yeah, this looks real good here by Sadri. Yeah, good spot there. Just 2 feet through at most. Got again, look at this make the slight adjustment here. Had the line, just need a little more weight. I don't think Sadri wants to change much here. Really close here. And a little touch on the jack. Beautiful bowling by Sadri Jazayeri. Just got it frozen. Two beauties there. My wife will say that all the time. She'll say, "Well, you made my bowls look pretty." And Sadri made that first bowl look real pretty after that second. There's Chris. I'm not going to see anything through the great wall. Nope, they moved.
Phil called for a possession bowl to the tee. So I got an idea of what he's got in mind.
It's looking like somebody's going to be launching. Wonder if Angel will be going back there as well. Or if he's just going to try another. Probably something just behind it. Probably be pretty good. Yeah, okay. Nothing wrong with that. Just kind of hit the pile, and rather than you move it than they move it. And that's what he's done. He just barely dislodged it. That's real well done by Angel. And just like that, yeah, you got a back ball, but now it's nowhere near as good. Press the draw all the way in. Pretty good bowl there. Don't know if he cut it down, but it's a really good position bowl. Angel probably wanted to try and see if he can draw to the bowl, but you don't want to be heavy and narrow here and hit the jack. Just want to come to that bowl. And still, right? I think they'll take that with no problems.
I believe Chris's bowl is number 2.
Okay, so you think it's just one? Is that what the signal is? Okay, good.
The banter on the side is my clue.
Good. You're in charge of banter, Kelly, and relay the banter.
Plenty of banter.
Look at Phil, he's got multiple sleeves, socks, and bowling shoes. Phil's got all the tools. Now they have two best back. There's another one you just can't quite see just off the, it's maybe a foot from the ditch. I think if we tried to show it, we'll pull something. So. Gareth. Let's try to get one in here. Fills this away. And just a little short here. Gareth again.
Come on down.
Just want to
Hurry, Trav. Hurry.
a little bit
Beauty.
more
Great ball by Gareth.
height.
Look at that. And even got a little bit of jack movement away from Chris's bull. With that back toucher. Looking like it could be 4 now, just with that little bit of jack movement. You could probably see Phil probably attacking his head a little bit. Doesn't look like a great draw. It's pretty wide profile. Yeah, here it comes. It's to be under this bull though. It was a little high. This will be interesting to see what Charlie does here.
Dare we say the 40-foot blocker?
They're checking out the tee to see what happens with the kill, which they're down a 2, I think, back there. So I think, and might even be. No, it depends on what Gareth says. I'm not sure if they are. I think Gareth might be in there.
I think Gareth has the second closest to
I
the
think
tee, if not.
This is smelling like a block. Yep, this is going to be a block by Charlie here, or an attempt at a block. It's just going to probably just change the path that Phil uses, or the speed in which he lets it go.
Go,
It's
go,
under and
go.
on the target. There we go. We got 2 bulls out. So it just when Charlie put the block out there and it kept him for a minute. And sometimes I was wondering if it's like an eyesight. Now it gave him like a guideline to like, okay, well I have to make sure I'm under that. You know, and obviously Phil can throw it hard, as we just saw, and he had no problem getting underneath that bull and to the head.
I'm always amazed how these great bowlers can use a bull 20 feet away as a guide, but they do it very effectively.
Bro, Charlie's just wants to draw here. You could also try and rest out that back black bull if he wanted to. I think he's going to be a little short and get wrecked. They're looking for 2. Pretty sure it's 2 there. Nice cut down shot with the drive by Phil Downs, but it's going to be 7-6 now. After 5 ends, playing 16 in this 2025 U.S. Open Men's Force Final.
But I guess it wouldn't matter because we beat them that up. It's still got to go. Yeah, well,
And now that they've got the mat back, we'll see Team Herbert go back to going near tee to tee here. And this is right in Sadri's wheelhouse, or it should be. This is the other thing, is just like Kenya. You know, now you're going short, so the natural tendency is because they had the short medium, or you're going to end up short here.
that's 4 feet. That's your choice. Nice draw.
Pretty natural, it's 5 feet. So now it's, you know, anytime it's one thing when you can groove a distance, you play the same distance over and over again, then you get a feel for it, you know, even if you're waiting 10 minutes. But it's, when you're making the adjustment, it's very easy to kind of be off and kind of default to that. So it's like if you go longer, you end up short. You go shorter, you end up long.
Hey, buddy, just a fraction. Your weight's good. Just a fraction of the
Scotty
line.
makes a nice adjustment there. So Scotty with the weight, Sandri with the line. See if both these guys can make a good adjustment here. Sandri's trying pretty hard. I think it's just a little steamy.
fraction of the line, same way.
Not bad.
I've always played more of a draw bowler to a consistent distance. Many of these players here know that, and they know moving the mat on me can always get in my head in those draws.
Well, Scotty had two good weights. He just kind of missed the line. And this will be Angel. Worked out for him. It's pretty heavy, I think. But it worked out by hitting Scotty's ball. Slipped that one. Chris again, pretty good weight. Probably shot drawn right there. Angel needs to drop a couple yards, I think, from his last.
Better weight.
Close here. Pretty good ball here by Angel. Yeah, it's well done. Shot drawn there. Very nice. All right. Chris had a pretty good first one. Now just a small adjustment here. Nice try. All right, here's Gareth.
Come on, all the way up here. Run. All right.
Just a little short. Maybe 2.5 feet. Still think it's probably just one that Herbert's holding.
Come on, Phil, done.
Phil just wants to try and get to that red bowl. Trying very hard here for the jack. Oh, that's a really nice bowl there. I think he got it.
Done?
Nice draw there. Gareth's got a little pocket at the top of Charlie's hat to try and get to. Yeah, took a little weight off.
That's all, Phil. Perfect. Same draw, buddy.
He's probably going to try it again. I mean, let's see if he can find that red bull. I wouldn't change anything if it were me. He got the one in. He did his job. This one's just going to slide by everything on the other side. Interesting spot. Charlie might have been eyeballing coming on the other hand. That's going to make it a little interesting to try and do that. Because from that other hand, with that bull not there, he could have come through and played like a jack or bull shot on the yellow across, or hit the jack to the red. But with that there, now he's he could probably still play it, but a little weighty.
But then he doesn't get the same result with the weight.
Yeah, and then he's just really trying to chip out the yellows, be the play, and hopefully clean. It'll be interesting to see what Charlie tries here. He's coming with a little weight, but on the forehand here. and just one in, one out. So it looked like he was trying to, that same shot, I think is what he wanted, but he was trying to come across and see if he could just chip the ball out. And then with that kind of weight, he could chip the ball out and then just sit on his own. Kind of like that trade like he just did, but it would be his sitting there for one. With the way Phil's kind of tucked in there, it'd be really hard for him to try and draw it off. And again, that ball, second ball from Phil, I don't think is what he was trying, but that was a side benefit of it. All right, here's Phil. He can just try and come to that red ball himself. He's having a look here. He is having a look. Got a little drag on it. Kind of good and bad. It's good that he added it well to the count. Kind of moved it away from where it was, but he's kind of freed it open a little bit. Charlie to be able to draw into it.
I don't want to do that with Charlie too often.
And that black ball in front is away. And Charlie, I think on the last stand, this is a similar situation. He hit that ball in front in for another count. So that's the thing to be careful of. Obviously, he wants to draw. He doesn't want to go two down. But you got to be sure that you're around that black ball in front.
He's getting a wide foot to encourage him to stay wide.
And just touched on it and just didn't have the weight.
Yep.
Phil's got one more, so they were like starting to count. But, all right, so Team Downs is in for 2, I believe, right now. Phil's just trying to look and see. I'd play the same thing that Charlie just tried. It's a pretty open hand. And Phil put his foot right there, like, yeah, you just draw to here and you're in.
Pointing to the other side, he might think there's some value to removing Charlie's ball. A couple extras, I'm not sure.
Well, if he wanted to play that shot, what he could do is he could go on the backhand and he could come through that little gap inside the yellow that's in front and come across that way and take it out. But he's going to try this hand on the backhand, maybe try and get underneath that red. All right, let's make sure it's 2.
They had called too earlier, so I suspect.
All right, 2 it is. So they'll extend the lead. Team Downs will extend the lead to 9-6 after 6. 10 more ends to go. See how these leads do. Pretty similar distance, I think. Again, I just think it's it's difficult. 4s is difficult. You play 2 bulls and then you gotta wait until you get another one. Yeah, Scotty with the drag on the jack there. Saudry. Will it up into the head here, just a little short. Scotty's switching the forehand here. Coming in shortly. Just behind. Not bad there. Sandra looking to probably add about a yard here. Just slipping near the right. Slipping close. Good position there. That's a nice ball. Probably in for one. Here comes Chris's. Just kind of hung out. Good weight. Just kind of hung out a little bit.
What do you like? What do you see from there? You like that? Okay. Actually, you know something? No. Put this side. You got this side. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great spot. Weight's good, buddy. Just a fraction.
And nice roll there by Angel, just dropping it behind. Right behind Saunders. Don't know if it's in for a count. Here's Chris trying to get to Saunders. He's a shot ball there right behind. Just floats around. There's Angel again. Trying to reel it over here. Just kind of finishing behind. All right, the Vices will go. Or at least Phil will go. Phil looking for a draw here, just trying to match the bull behind. Pretty close. Just a little behind there. Just see the yellow bull here. Gareth. A brief chat with Gareth for the match. I hadn't seen him in a while. He said he wished he'd been doing more bowling, but busy with the kids. I remember that. He said I'm doing pretty good. I wish it'd be nice to know how I could do if I was actually out practicing and playing like I want to. I'm sure he's got his priorities right with the kids. Yeah, just a little bit through there.
A lot of us who wonder how well we could. A lot of us who wonder how well we could bowl if we tried hard. Practice more.
Well, it's amazing what practice does for you. If you're practicing properly, that is, of course. You have a goal of what it is you're trying to achieve when you're out there playing. Right, Phil just wants to try and drop this yard. Have a look. Oh, just tapped on Scotty's. Didn't get quite to the inside of it. There's Gareth. Show you behind the head of his wall of humanity here. So. Okay, I think it's kind of went in and went out, it looks like. Kind of plowed into Saunders. Not sure if it brought Phil's in or not. The Downs team is having a look to see if it pushed it further out. I think Phil could probably play in a his forehand and his play just underneath the yellow on the right. Or he's going to do the backhand. Just try the clean draw. Got to be careful here, no jack movement. It's a little dicey. Because you could get away with coming across the head and dragging the jack back to yours, to his yellow and white that he has on that sides. But you don't want to come inside of it and push the jack the other way to make it. Now you're starting to bring those others in for 2 or 3. Charlie's going to play the other hand. Again, probably trying to see if he can drag the jack away to his. Or he's kind of doing an intermediate block. I wouldn't put him past him. You can see the bull that he left several yards short. I don't think it's necessarily in the way of anything. Yeah, but Phil hasn't, brave bird sitting right in front of us. Phil hasn't really, his draw has been around, but he's been making his money with the drive. A couple times with the drive, he's really hit the lights out. So his draw has been, so I can understand where he's thinking, well, there's something I could do with a weighted shot.
So while they're sizing this up, update on the scores over in the third place match. Team Stoll is ahead of Team Bernovsky by 1, 8-7 after 7 ends. If you want to see other results in matches, we've had the privilege of having Kate Carrot from Bowls Canada assist us, our draw master, and she's updating the internet regularly to keep all the scores as current as possible, so people from across the world, around the world, can see what's happening. City, California. Arizona.
There is a Sun City, California, where we have bulls there, so because there's all kinds of suns and cities. All right, so Phil with kind of a blank there, unfortunately. Not totally sure we're having a discussion. Charlie kind of came back to the head, trying to see if he's actually going to try and put one in this time. I think he really just wants to try and arrive on the blue ball. Looks kind of zesty. It's a little piece of yellow, I think, is what he was trying to hit the inside of the yellow and come across the head. Just barely missed it, so. I think it's just one.
Yellow was the number 2, so had he edged it.
Yeah, so one for Team Herbert. Close the gap a little bit, 9-7 after 7. Go back to this mat on the tee. Jack is set, pretty much on the tee. Just what this team likes. Just keep, just doing it, and just there's something we said. We've seen people that just like have their distance and they just play their distance no matter what. Rarely change it. Pretty good ball here by Sadri, and it just makes it easier for the leads. That's the upside, is then especially if you have a team and everybody's dialed in with that, and they practice it and they work on it, then that's good. Then it works well. It can make you a little vulnerable when you play something else, but you hope the gains outweigh the negatives by doing that. And I've seen some people that, like yesterday, where we saw, I'd say Julia Gallo, for example, double G. Here's Scotty close. She'll change it all over the place. Like, she'll do the different thing every end. Even though if she's scoring, she'll go long, she'll go short, she'll go medium, she'll be all over, just to try and keep the opponents from getting any kind of rhythm. And she feels like she can adjust to whatever better than their opponents can. Pretty good lead bowls by both these guys.
Which she can, by the way, so
Oh yeah,
that
definitely.
does work for her.
All right, Scotty did not miss by much. He got second shots. Let's see if he can get a piece of the bowl to Jack here. Very close here. Not too bad. It's second there. Now, Angel will be up. Holding one now. Yeah, not too bad there. Good little position. So wanted Chris to do a jack or bull shot here. Yeah, not crazy weight. You're not trying to blaze at it. You're just trying to make sure you're down and through. Just kind of replace it. The main thing you don't want to do is be short here because you're down. Solid yard there. See, again, for that shot, you'd be better off being 2 yards through than a yard short. Now you're almost in your own way, too. Making it hard for not just you, but for your partners. There's Angel, had a really good first one. Doesn't want to really change much. It's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, that ball in there really tight. We're still down one. Didn't change anything on that side, but did give a little more room to draw for Chris here. Probably could just use that red ball, just that last ball of Angels, so just going to sit on it. He's even got Scotty's in front that he could just give a little touch to and put it in. This is going to be far away. On the button. Not sure if Sadri's was the shot or if that ball they just got rid of was the shot. The red ball on the right, or is it the white ball in front right now?
If I believe the banter, I believe Angels was shot after he made it.
Yeah, and then they just kind of pushed him out, so it's not anymore. Gareth giving in. Looks like he's pretty narrow here.
What you playing, Bill? Here, mate. Half ball through. Dead short, buddy.
Just take all doubt out of it and just kind of beat that bowl right next to Phil's foot. Just needs to slip this ball in front. Needed a little more pace. A little more pace, and he's there.
Looked like he was all over it.
It was looking really good. All right, here's Garrett's second. Very heavy.
Line was brilliant, mate.
Yeah, they did.
Bounce on delivery. Nice draw, mate. Yeah, okay, mate. Still coming, but wait. Right, listen up, mate.
So Phil can make it all the way. Still doesn't have that yard. Well, nothing's changed.
Probably added the yard, but went wider and took the yard off. So
Again, thank you to the Bulls Development Fund for sponsoring our live streaming this week, providing this pop-up tent that we could sit underneath. They support Bulls in the United States, and if you want to make a tax-deductible donation, you can go to bullsdevelopmentfund.org. Thank you, BDF. Here's Charlie. I think he's trying to split between those two yellow bulls there. So we get underneath. Pretty close here. Yeah, right on the button. Great bull there by Charlie. Now there's no question who's got shot. He is right on it. Be a good time for Phil to catch fire here. Okay. Phil kind of shaking it out. I got some bulls coming into his rink. Just doing the weight here. Just really wants to kind of just move that jack off. He's got his black bull behind. Just hit the bull or jack. Scotty's is his too. Is going to trickle in. Oh, look at that first shot. He apologizes. I don't think that's what he was trying. He got fairly fortunate there. Again, being a good sport, Phil Downs knows that just that wasn't what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to come around and just kind of hit the bull or hit the jack. Either one would have worked, but he wasn't
like
trying
a whole little drive.
yeah, he wasn't trying to hit that bull that was and promote it and knock it all the way up. He put it in like perfectly for shot. Charlie with a great draw, and then Phil with this kind of fortunate bounce or result there.
But if Charlie gets that same draw, he could get it right back too. Just tap his bull into the jack.
Yeah, the challenge is that orange bull of Phil's went all the way across, is now kind of in the road that Charlie just took for this last bull. I don't think he's got a path to him. So he may, but he might have to tighten it up to try and get between, not just between the two yellows, but between the yellow and the orange. I think that's the path he's eyeballing now. Then from there, he can just push the red up, or more likely push the white out. Just kind of hit the front. Wouldn't be surprised if Phil put her in his pocket here. Count his blessings. He does have a chance to, I mean, it could go either way. He could put a second one in, or he could just if he came across and pushed it out, he could sit for 2. I know some people that would give it a try, but he's not going to. He's going to take the 1 and run. So we're at the halfway point now, and it's Downs 10, Team Downs 10, Team Herbert 7.
So when you have that option to roll, or as you say, put the ball in your pocket, why not roll for the outside corner of the ring, take a practice shot?
Yeah.
And in Phil's case, he's been trying to find weight, maybe just pick something out on the side and see if he can find it.
Yeah, there are some people I know that would do that. They never want to waste a bowl, but then I know of other people that would just say, why take a chance? Things happen. It's a funny game.
I had the fortune early in my bowling tenure to be mentor and teammate with Ed Quo. He always told me that. Never put a ball in your pocket.
Yeah, so did I. Ed Cole was one of my mentors as well. First bowls are up. No players a little on the short side, but Saudra's in there within a foot and a half. This guy looking to make the adjustment, see if he can do a jacker bowl across here. Trying pretty hard here. Oh, just got to the bowl, but not enough, but a very solid second. Sadri again. So just a little pick on the jack here. 2 beauties by Sadri Trezeguet. Well done there. Here's Chris. Yeah, he just kind of floated behind. Not bad there. I mean, better there than short, especially with Sadri all over it. Trying to wave Angel to kind of come all the way around. Just behind here. There's Chris again. I'd like to see him be a little more attacking. Get him there down 2. Angel again. All the way to the back. So the vice trade. So Kelly just stepped away for a minute as one of our cameras went down and went to look for it. And it's got a temperature warning, so I'll show you kind of how things are out here. So pulled it back in the shade. It's the alternative angle to look at the head here.
This is the second of what will be 7 days of bowling events. High 80s, low 90s. But when the cameras get hot, they're not happy.
And we had a slight breeze earlier, but right now it's absolutely nothing. Here's Phil.
I'm on you.
When I said it was attacking, at least Phil was attacking. I'm all for that. giving it down to. He just kind of missed the line a little bit. Gareth will come down. Team Herbert's got a couple. Pretty short with that one, unfortunately. Might be thinking something else here for Phil to try.
You get that one into the head, it might stay in, it might go right, it might on the tee.
They're going to try the other hand for Phil here. Come in with some weight and just try and pop everything. Get that ball in front. At least they got it out of the way and kept both balls in place. There is some value to it. They do have a couple. I think everything else besides those two is there. So Team Herbert needs to get a third one. So Gareth really needs to get a ball in. Charlie's trying to get him to get one just behind there. Pretty good ball there by Gareth. Don't know if that's exactly what they wanted. I think he would have rather been away from the head, because now a drive, which we know Bill Downs has it, as we've seen it, is he could hit that front ball and all three will go if he hits the one in the middle. The Jack will probably go two, but given that they're three down, a pretty wide target. And they're down one on the tee if it happens to, or in the back, because that's a red ball there. Team Herbert. Or he could also play it with just a couple yards of weight and just trying to dislodge it. See if he can get that Jack to move to the yellow place. Nope. Full drive here. Hit the target, just only got one out.
Didn't get the action. Didn't get the action. The banter was, really?
Thank you to our banter reporter, Kelly Warren. All right, well, now that's changed it up a little bit. They could probably still get two out with one. Charlie's got a couple options. It wouldn't surprise me if he put another 40-footer in, or he could just try and draw. I think it would help to draw a third and get it around behind. In the count, but behind. He could bowl here. Yeah, I think that's what he wanted. That's well done. Mission accomplished there. That's a question what Phil wants to do. So one of the things, the benefits they got out of that drive is now they have best back. Now they have the tee. They have the catcher, the yellow on the right. If it goes straight across. A lot of options with having some weight, but I think he really wants to make sure he hits the shot ball where the Jack is next to it. So he'll probably end up playing the backhand here. And he could hit it really with any way he wants. He's got a lot of options. Or rather, the forehand, my apologies, right-handed. He's out to, it's definitely not a full drive. He's out to for pressing weight here. And he's going to come pretty narrow. Well, I mean, it's pretty much draw weight, really. Again, I think what we've seen so far is Phil, if he's driven, has been pretty much right on it, but everything else has been a little shaky. And free throw here for Charlie. I think he can get away with a little bit of like Jack movement here. Don't know if he liked it. Just not sure of the reaction.
Find his bill and count them.
Well, I guess we'll see how close these are to the black balls. We don't have a great angle here. Two out for sure.
Chris said, don't count me out yet. Get my measure up.
Phil's saying, hey, try and figure out, make sure you know which one's the closest. And I think Chris had it right. And it's that black one. Four it is. So big end by Team Herbert there. And Charlie did get his last one in to the count. So just like that, they now have a 1-point lead after 9 ends. Seven ends to go.
Over on rink 3, the Bernowski team has taken a lead, 11-8 after 10 ends for the third place.
And again, Team Herbert back to this long length. And this is the interesting thing. I mean, they started with it and won the first 2 ends, but since then they haven't won with it after that. So they haven't won, played this distance and won at the end, or, you know, when it's over.
Right.
So it makes you kind of question, it's like, do we want to keep trying it? But they're, you know, in for a penny, I think. All right, so here comes Sadri, not bad. You know, a couple feet short, but well on line again. Scotty, the last time he was trying long, had good weight, but he was just off on his line. And really good there by Scotty. That's a nice pull. Probably holding one. It's pretty close. Sadri just needs, you know, a yard to be a pretty good ad to put him right behind.
All the way down, buddy. Number one. Goody.
Yeah, another good ball by Sadri. Great adjustment there. Solid first ball and a great adjustment. Can have Scotty switch over. Probably play a jack or bull shot, I think. See if you can get another toucher. Drag the jack back to his other one. Or just chip Sadri's out. Yeah, just didn't arrive. All right, Angel. I think he'd really like to find Scotty's back ball here.
Square.
Yeah, hit it really right on the button.
Go, mate. Let's draw.
Now he's made
Red.
it 3, just like that. Not a time to be tentative here, Chris. Need to be all the way up and into it.
Come on, Chrissy. Hurry. Hurry.
Got really hard here. Pretty good look here by Chris. Oh, what a bowl. What a bowl. Solid second shot. Just kind of fell out. Falls the other way. I think he might be in.
Come on, fella.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
There comes Angel. Nice ball there and a toucher. Well done.
Keep your hand up. A couple feet away, mate. You're looking to push the jack through.
Right. Just really wants to be up trying it again. Probably just add a yard even. Something like that would be good. Giving it a look here. Oh, good ball again. Just everything but the result.
It's twice.
devices are coming down. Gareth will be up. He was kind of ready to go, but Phil hadn't made it down yet.
And to have that little wall shot that you like so much setting up here.
Yeah, it's just an option and so on. So, I mean, they're holding a couple, and then getting to those two blacks is be really helpful. Garrett's a little short here. Because, I mean, if he comes to the blacks, he wants to kind of hit those anyways. So.
Enough weight to punch it through the hole before that weight will come underneath and split them out. So you'll probably lose your bowl, but underneath will be nice.
No choice.
Well, I don't want you to fire, but you want to be nice and positive. You've got to move either split on their bowls or punch the jack.
It seems like the plan is just to come nice and positive into everything, trying to move the bulls out or hit the jack out. They do have the best back behind.
Come on,
Battle
Phil,
it
look.
up, Phil.
Look.
Oh man,
3 bad luck shots or good shots, but unfortunate results.
yep. A nice try. Now it's 3 down. I would argue a little bit better position though, because they do have the 2 behind. Oh, now with Gareth being a little heavy, now it's sprung it even further out.
Hang on, mate. One day, mate.
So the white ball on the ditch line is a toucher. So if the jack goes into the ditch, there's still a way to make
It's
that
probably only
white ball
one.
count.
Any movement on the jack is good, Phil.
So they're looking for any kind of movement on the jack because they have the 2 backs behind there, that yellow bull for Phil's and the white bull and partners. The red bull is shot, so he could hit the red bull and push it out, or he could ideally hit the jack and knock it through. Doesn't have to move much to get in for the count. It's got to be all the way up there. Well, they put it behind. Didn't quite hit the line though.
One of those 2 reds is a toucher also.
To your right, further right. White car, standing off the back of the third back here.
Okay.
Stand behind King.
Okay.
Charlie's got to be a little careful here because jack movement does not help them. You can see him coming all the way around. They're just trying to draw another. Yeah, pretty good ball there. That should be 2. I don't think you moved that red one enough to take it on the count. Phil's calling for like a just fire away here. I think he just needs to pick a target. You could take the jack and throw it into the ditch, and then it's 4. Probably ideally would be that, or he could try and hit that pile of red and have them all go. Probably only get 2 out of that, and then all those bulls are kind of out of there. This really shouldn't be short by any stretch.
Well, it's nice to have options. It's nice to have options.
And it comes. right between the jack and the bulls there. Sometimes that's one of the things is like when there's a space like that, you really need to pick your target. You need to pick one. Because sometimes it's like, oh, I could get this or I could get that, and then you get to between the middle. I've seen that a fair amount of times.
More holes than you see out there.
Yeah. I guess as he was trying to hit the jack. That should be the plan. Put the jack in the ditch. Bury it for 4. And Charlie, again, has got a similar thing. He can draw just like he did, add another one. Or he could try and kind of come to Phil's on the left, the 2 yellow balls, trying to get something in the back to try and reduce that possibility. Danger of doing that is you don't want to hit it the jack here. I think he's trying to get around to the back. This is pretty good here. That's really well done. Really well done there.
And
And he got another shot out of it, so it's should be 3, maybe 4 now.
And I know what Phil's saying. Wish that ball was there last time.
You know, I think it still would have been in the gap to the right of the jack. So, and that bull ended up to the left. Phil's going to have a little consult here. To 10 down. Getting a 4 for Herbert would be pretty huge. And getting the jack in the ditch now is not worth 4 anymore. It's more like 3. So he's going to fire again. Oh, he didn't seem to like it. Yeah, missed the target there, unfortunate. So there'll be some more points for Team Herbert. It's just a question of how many. Taking Charlie's 2 out quickly.
Well, they're measuring over on rink number 3, 13-8. The Bernowski team after 11.
All right, it is another 4, 2 4s in a row for Team Herbert. They go up 15-10 now. Boy, going from 10-7 down, and then just like that, they got a 5-point lead. 6 ends to go. It is.
And over on ring 7, so it's not 14-7. Dean Warmington's team has broken out to a bit of a comfortable lead after 12.
Slide over in the booth as the sun is going over. I think Kelly's starting to melt a little. Sandra trying again here. Looks like he was just a little short. Well, Scotty was just a little long. A slight adjustment, not much. Very much prefer Scotty's position. I think Scotty might even be holding. Another pretty good ball by Scotty there. I think he's in for 2. See a couple of people looking for scores. If you're wanting to find out the score of any of the games, I think you want to go to bullsusa.us. and then go over to the right, drop down for events, find the US Open page, and then there should be a link for events, and I think there should be some live scoring that should be done on that one of those pages that you should be able to find. It's my understanding that that's where you could find the scores of any game. We don't. We have everything behind us with someone like Raymond Barr and company. Some of those guys are on the other green, so we can't just look at the scoreboards here. I don't think Chris liked that one. Very few misses by Chris in this game. He's been pretty solid, as he usually is. Trying to will Angel's ball in here. Two pretty good balls by Angel. Don't know if it came in for shot. Don't think so. I think Scotty's still holding. Chris would do well to kind of probably come around his own here. Just come all the way around. Even splitting the two reds in the back would be a pretty good ball. Even better there.
More that.
Even better there. He could achieve both. Split the two red balls and drew another shot. Team Downs really needs to. 5 down with 6 to play. Really need to start winning some ends. Kelly's going to run over to the rink to look for the scores near the green. So we're without his insight for a bit. And Gareth with a little touch on the red there.
And we did announce it.
Didn't quite hit the inside half. Would have been good. He just didn't quite get it. The draw right into Scotty's to push it up even closer. That's well done by Phil Dunn. Here's Gareth again. I think he just wants to clamp it down. I think Charlie was asking for him to be a little heavier. Playing through his own ball. Flopped in the right way this time.
How short was that? Get it right. How short was that? 2 feet.
Phil's just really wants to kind of match, of course, the black ball behind if he can. And it just didn't have the weight he needed to. Well, Charlie's got a couple options. I think he's probably going to just look at the draw and just try and match that black ball there. Not sure what the count is. A little tricky with the angles. I want to say that Team Downs has got at least one with that black ball right behind. I just don't know about the whites versus the blue ones. Those backs, we'll probably get the update after Charlie balls. comes. Not far away here. This looks really good. What a ball there. Great shot there by Charlie Herbert. Beautiful. Go ahead, Kelly. What you found out, bud?
So we have a final, or it will be final in a few minutes. 14-8 in the 13th. Finishing up, Connor's team is prevailing over Wilson's team, and they are the championship of third bracket.
Yeah, that's the third flight final with
Third.
Greg Wilson's team, the Canadian Calgary crew from earlier this morning.
And the other game, Team Canada, led by Mr. Standen, is leading 12-9 over Team New Zealand with Martin Kreft after 12.
Those games are going 14 ends as opposed to this one. This is the only game going 16 ends, being the championship. Alright, there's Phil after a stunning draw by Charlie. Wants to try and match what he did. Not too far away, but still need another yard there. Again, I think the weighted shot by Phil has been pretty solid, but his draw game is just, Charlie's very much outmatched him. Just wants to do the same thing. Such a beautiful draw. Don't think he got it this time. Phil's gonna come down and have a look. This consultation brought to you by the Nixon Group, your Orange Realtors. Nixon Group sponsoring bowling here in Sun City for many years. Very loyal supporters. You always find them in the orange gear when they come out. Great sponsors, and I know they've helped out a lot of people that have been buying / selling homes in the area. A lot of lawn bowlers that they've assisted with finding homes in the area. So if you're looking to move out here or move within here, Nixon Group is the place to be. Thank you again for your sponsorship, Nixon Group. Just the slightest breeze right there. It's like Mother Nature just exhaled.
Thank you, Mom.
That felt wonderful. Thanks, Mom. All right, here we go. See if Phil can find his form here. He's already given up on it. Yeah, again, it's just really just a bit of a struggle, and that's kind of really been the difference. Charlie's made more than a few conversions with this draw. They'll go up to a 16-10 lead. That's 6 with 5 to go.
And to find it, over on rink 7, Dean Warmington has concluded his match. I don't have the score, but he did prevail over Team Ball. They've already cleared the scoreboard. And we had a big turnaround on rink 3. Team Bernowski gave up a rather large end and are now down 16-13 in the final end.
And that's in the third place. Bernowski playing in the third place game. So they were the ones that lost to these two teams here. All right. Again, you see them sticking with it. Team Herbert, Matt on the tee. Now they have won 3 in a row. So now it seems like the persistence has paid off, especially getting 9 points in these 3 ends. decent opener weight-wise. Really could use some good lead play here to get their setup in great shape. Team Downs really needs to get there first. Sundry's been pretty solid at this distance, so it's going to be tough to do. This guy's just basically essentially drawing the tee, which is not terrible for a first one, but it's about a yard through. Sundry just looking to make the adjustment. Weight's pretty solid, foot behind.
Come on, fella. Every turn. Up. Over your line, take a yard off. Well done. Yep.
Just took a little weight off there. Good line here by Scotty. And in a good position. I always try and think of yards. Like, it's usually what you practice. And just, can you take a yard off here? Or just do it again if you don't feel like you have. The main thing is don't take 2 off. And even better, take a foot off if you can. That's great. Really good start there by Scotty. There's Angel.
Come on. Yep. Yeah,
Not bad. Got a piece of that one there. Trying to switch the cameras as you can understand. You're bowling big title at stake, and people are just kind of rooting those bulls in like you're used to doing. And just camera is very much an afterthought. So doing my best to try and show you something. All right, here's Chris now. Again, needs another good ball. Wow, this looks really good here by Chris Tranchel. Really nice shot drawn there. Just a ball short. There's Angel again.
Do it again, don't change anything.
Yeah, just came a little narrow. Missed his line there. Might be able to get over the shoulder shot here for a bit. If Chris can do it again, I'd take the same ball in a heartbeat. Finding this come to the white and just sit in front of it is good. All right, still pretty good there. 2 good balls again by Chris Tranchel. He's been fairly solid this whole match. Trying to eyeball and see, obviously one. Just can't really tell whether it's any more than that. Here's Gareth. Pretty good effort there by Gareth. Not too bad. I think he had the weight right. He just needed to touch more grass. Phil shots away. Is he going to make it all the way up? Is he going to make it all the way up? Yes, it is. That should be 2 for sure.
Yeah, just your line.
Garrett's weight was pretty good. Just needs a little correction on the line.
Charlie asking for a teamwork ball for placement so he can
Just a
drag it
tick off.
to it.
Yeah.
Oh, got a piece of it. Well done by Gareth there. Played a jackerball shot and got that edge of the jack and chipped it right over to their bulls. That could not have gone any better for them.
Split them all out, the jack doesn't go very far than it would before. You've got to hit this blue.
It's at least 3, just like that. It's gone from 2 down for sure, maybe 3 down to now. 3 up for Team Herbert.
Well, I think you need to be into it with a yard. I think you need to be
Big bull here needed by Phil. Down 3 or 4.
Any weight you want, through the jack.
Phil's his way. It's nice and positive here. Oh, we got the jack. That's a great shot by Phil right there. That's really well done. They were in a lot of trouble and he hit the jack. Cut it to 1. Jack managed to stay, which is a little unlucky that it stayed where it was. So I think the tee is right there, and I think Scotty has the tee with his white bull, and I think I can't quite see over his shoulder. I'll go this way, so you can see right where that tee is, right by that white bull. The 2, when you go to the right, that white bull is right on the tee, so that'd be the shot. I think it's just on the other side of that. So then the yellow bull would have been in, so it would have been 2. So if he would have managed to make it another foot, then it would have been out for 2. It would have gone out and they respotted on the tee. So now it's 1 and Charlie's got a fair amount of room to draw. See that little white mark there next to the sideline is the mark where the jack is. And Charlie's done a good job of keeping it in bounds. That has some value there where it is. It may be in the count. Looks like it was nice and safe for a couple.
I believe the shot ball, I think I see a mark on it, so it may be a toucher. Even so, you can't necessarily just drive it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of room to draw here. I mean, a
Right.
good solid 2 feet. It's just that it's right just on the boundary marker. So you got to worry about keeping it in as well as having the line. Not an easy draw in any circumstance, especially not now. As we've seen, Jim has been a little bit struggling with his draw today. See if he can get this one. Well, he's beating Charlie with his draw, which is good. I don't know if he managed to get shot. But it's definitely no more than 1 down.
The banter says it's good.
Well, all the other games on the screen are over now. Well, Charlie really just still wants to draw. I think he doesn't want to push that orange one in. I don't know if it's in for shot or not. If it was shot, then he wouldn't be afraid of it. But if it's not shot, he'd rather just keep the one that he's got.
Phil Dunn called Phil Downs' last bowling shot.
Okay,
That's the banter report.
that's the banter report. All right. I don't know if Charlie likes it or not. It's pretty steamy. So, all that, and they're not too close there. I don't know if he was trying to just push it all the way in or what. All right, but Phil with a good draw. It's a good time to find your form in the last 4 ends here. Last 4 or 5. It's good. See if you can get a second one. They really could use the points. Just needs to match his own. Even at a foot is enough. Don't want to go in the ditch. Just want to sit right there. No. No, so they're probably getting a tape out. I don't think they're going to be giving this one. And I've known Phil for a very long time. And every time he said that anything that was close to a measure, he's always got it. You know, with your eyeball, it's like, oh yeah, it's definitely one for us. You know Phil for a while now. Have you ever heard him say, oh yeah, we're one down?
I have. I confess I have.
Not that I don't like the man or love the man, it just, he does have rose-colored glasses. Wouldn't shock me if they ended up getting an umpire here. Pam is right there. And Jim Roth is right there. I don't know if one or either of them are non-playing umpires here.
The preliminary call was Team Herbert.
And Phil is doubting it, shockingly. Shockingly.
One blue.
Well, what do you know? What do you
As
know?
you called, Mr. Roth.
Not that I don't want them in, I'm just saying. All right, that's one more for Team Herbert. So now they've got a 7-point lead with 4 ends to go. Once again, back to the hard to get away from it. They've won 4 ends in a row, 10 points in those 4 ends. Flip this match around from 10-7 to 17-10. Saudry's jack control has been a big part of that. Not to mention his consistently getting bowls in the head. At least in the general, maybe it's not right on it, but they've always been around it. And he's done it again here.
Just up to you. It's only just under jack eye. That's fine. Fine.
I mean, 7 down, 4 to go. You really need to win some ends. Really need to win some ends here. This guy's a little short there. It's not what you want when you're down 7. You can't be 2 yards short. Saudry can just free swing this now. A great view for everybody. Sorry about that. Look around everybody here. A couple there for Saudry. 2 good bowls again. This guy really needs to be up into this head here. Can't even be afraid about pushing those in. If you're going to play that hand, play that hand. You got to be up and through. You can't be afraid. This is much better here. See who's going to tickle the white. Got a little piece of it, I think. Just nudged it. Good position.
Team Herbert's on a 4-end run here. Mission 1, win an end and then build the momentum.
Supposedly Angel had a good bowl. Yep, he just kind of put it in between them. There's Chris. He's been very solid all day. another bowl. Another good bowl there by Chris.
I won't say it.
But if it was juggling, if it was either juggling or I think that's the universal sign for it's a measure. See if Angel's going to be all the way through. A little edge on that bowl would be good. Oh, this is well done here by Angel. Nice bowl there. Get a view. Got a good look at Garris behind. That's two really good bowls there by Angel. Chris needs to be up into this one. Probably just adding a yard would be good. Pretty good effort here. Look at this. What a bowl by Chris Trenchel. Wow, just with the doctor order. Great shot there. Just consistently rolling good bowls.
So do you, if you're on, if you're on Team Downs, do you try and come from the other side and use Chris's bowl to push Angel through? Or do you play into that pocket? I know from Herbert, they would like that pocket, I suspect.
And I could see it either way for Team Downs right now. It's kind of Team Herbert's got it, so I think I think Charlie's got the right idea here. Just trying to attack any of those bowls. It can only go good for you. Don't need to be afraid of it. You're down one already, and you got to think 4 bowls in advance. You really need to have something behind it because they don't. Sandri's was jack high, but now those are now a yard short just from that movement of Chris's. I think they're both trying to play the same hand, especially now that Gareth kind of blocked off that other hand by coming narrow.
Need that decision point.
Yeah. It's pretty narrow here. Might even be out of bounds after the deflection. Yeah, it is out of bounds after the deflection in the front. Gareth just needs to add the weight here. I think they're changing the plan here now. They're not going to try and do that anymore. Just going to no unique bowls. You don't unique up on it. Now you're just gonna go. Got to get under the blues with some weight. Trying to hit the blocks of Chris, or preferably take that jack all the way back. Got one of the blue bowls. Both of them out now. The outside one of all things. So we played 12 ends. This kind of shocked me when I was doing it. Team Downs has only won 4 ends to get to 10 points. Team Herbert has won 8 of the 12 ends. So they had each won 4 after 8, but then now with the 4-end streak, it's now 8 ends to 4 and 17 to 10. Team Downs got the 5, 2 2s, and a 1. Let's see, Charlie going to try and draw all the way around, I would think. Looks like he's on his forehand, being a lefty. He's got Garris ball in front in case he happens to tip it. I don't think he's trying to get behind. They don't have anything behind. Nobody does, really. Charlie's just overcooked it there. It's just, I just don't see Phil drawing here.
He's had such a struggle.
Yeah, I mean,
At this
there
point,
is a draw. There is a draw. He could play on the forehand, as you were saying, and come to those 2 red balls, preferably hit the the closest one, push it out, and then sit for 2.
He may not feel it yet.
Yeah, I think that's what he might be trying. Or just coming with weight and trying to hit both those bulls, but he's not even looking at it. He's going to get Scotty. And, well, he got 2 that way.
Like we said.
He went for a walk and thought he threw it so badly, and then he ended up getting 2. And now Charlie's standing there waiting for his apology. I had a little chuckle about it.
He didn't even know what happened.
Yeah,
Charlie's
Phil
telling
was just absolutely disgusted with what he rolled. And the fact that he managed to hit a ball, 3 yards short and knock it all the way in for a shot. I mean, literally right what we called, right in that spot they called. Except instead of doing it himself, he hit a ball 3 yards short and popped it all the way in for a shot. There's no way that was the plan. It's going to send Charlie to the drawing board here.
Well, 2's big right here. If they get it, they're in the game.
Yeah, I mean, 4 2s and they got the title. But that's a tall order. But, you know, they've gotten a couple lucky breaks, and that's one of them there.
I believe Charlie has indicated time for some weight. You tell me, you know his bowl spin.
Yeah, when he does a little spin in his hand, like on his shirt usually. Yeah, I don't think he's looking for a drive. If anything, it's just more of an overdraw and trying to push those bulls into those balls. I think he's going all the way across and come through everything. When Charlie wants to drive, he like takes it and like spins it on. He pulls like the bottom of his shirt out. He kind of spins the ball on his shirt. That's kind of his. He's like got a. Here's what I do for a draw. Here's what I do for a drive. Here's what I do for a block. And then he did that for his his overdraw.
It's all part of his pre-shot routine, depending on the shot.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing to do. You know, to have something that's just like kind of help you with the focus of what your shot is. I don't begrudge the man for having a different layout for each to help him focus on playing this shot and playing this shot. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's one thing I try and start to stress with people is to have a pre-shot routine. He just happens to have what I see is like 4. Because he's got 4 really 4 kind of different shots that I've seen him play. See if Phil can get another one in a little more by according to Hoyle here. He really wants to kind of try and find that red bull or come into the white and black.
Chance for Phil to build some adrenaline here.
Oh, he chipped that one up but not out. I think it's probably going to be 2 here. Well, that's 1-2. So Team Downs needs 4 2s in a row. And they get one of them. So now it's 17-12.
They just can't give up another end. Otherwise, that'll force them to have a big handful.
I think they're eyeballing something very different with regards to length. I don't blame them. They're looking pretty short here. And Scotty's got the mat up a little. But they've got the jack kind of little one. It's almost like you got to reach this line to be minimum length. This should be plenty of length. We're very much on the short side here. We have to move cameras and everything. I should phrase we need to try to move cameras. I think we might have succeeded. good opener there, just a couple feet through. Let's see if Sadri can get one in there. He's been exceptionally deadly with that end. How's he going to do here at this short one? Pretty new distance for him. Not bad. Not a bad opener. Full 5 feet through. I think Scotty would be happy just trying the same thing, just doing the same thing. Pretty close here. Nice pull there by Scotty Marzoni. Right behind the jack. Maybe a foot.
Come on. That's it, all the way up.
Sadri's going to make it. It's close.
All the way up.
Trying really hard here. That's well done. 2 good balls by Sadri. Got one in the back and one on the jack to get shot.
Either hand, it's just off. Straight a foot or so, 2 feet. Either hand, just turn the ball. Put that.
Last 3 ends. This 2025 U.S. Open Men's Force Championship final. Chris Trenchel on the mat here. Really solid.
Weight's good for it, mate. That's not well tough. It's good.
Pretty nice pull there. Just kind of sliding by.
Here, you'll cover. Right here to this one. Even if you're on the outside. Come on, all the way up.
One ball.
Come on.
One ball.
Come on.
Yeah, well played, mate. Good
Yep.
spot. Well done.
Yep.
Nice there by Angel. Pretty decent position there.
Weight's good. Just a fraction more.
Still one for Team Herbert holding. Chris is probably going to try the same thing, just a little more grass. Just missed.
And again, right in here. Same shot. Okay. Good.
Pretty nice ball again by Angel. Good position.
While we're changing over, you may have heard a groan or applause either way behind us. Apparently for Team Canada and Team New Zealand, 14 ends was not enough. After a tie and overtime end, Martin Kreff with his final bowl drove it to the ditch to win the match.
Congratulations. Should be a 4th flight win there. 4th or 5th, I think.
I believe 4.
All right, here's Phil. Really needs to get a piece of this head here. He's a little high.
Weight's good. Well, weight's good, mate. Inside of that.
Live again. Here's Gareth. I think they might be trying to go all the way to the tee just to kind of protect against something heavy. Gareth has just kept it in play.
Two
Just have
choices,
to take my
Phil.
word for
You're
it.
either dead,
2
dead
feet.
right, or you
2 feet
come
from the
down and
ditch.
craft it out and leave us shots.
We're starting to run out of chances here. Trying to hit a piece of this target here. Kind of slid by. Let's see what they're going to have Gareth do here.
Good there. You know, I like this. I really do. Rolling angel over or right into white. Or anything past.
A little bit of a date going on about what we're going to do here.
Yeah, that's great.
Gareth put it to another one. I think the danger is like 4 yards past the jack. That's where got a couple back there, but it is. I mean, it's only a couple. Don't really see a big number anywhere. With that front bull there.
It's got to be the end, though. See, even one is 5 down, 2 to go is a lot different than 3 down if they
Yeah.
get the end.
It's just, I mean, if Team Herbert could win even just one end, it'd be really, it would almost be it'd make it a really high climb. We've also lost another camera, so we're doing our best here. With the 2 we've got still surviving. Phil trying to hit this bull. He got it. Yeah, that's well done. Oh, just that they might have had the tactics of Team Herbert of putting a bull there. Gareth's last bull was right there where the jack went. Not sure if it's one which way or the other. He shouldn't be putting his foot in between. It's against the rules to put your foot between the jack. Yeah, that's not allowed to put your foot between the 2 things you're measuring. You could do the finger thing, but you can't put your foot in between.
Yeah, there is.
So they both said it's a measure, but I mean, obviously it's huge for Herbert. If they even just one down, they can afford it. Being 4 up with 2 to go is, even if they lost this end. But winning it would be huge. Main thing is just to keep it to 1. Either way, I think it's good. I think Team Herbert will be happy.
Trying to win 4 ends in a row is keep leaving the last bowl in Charlie Herbert's end.
He's going to go on his forehand, being the lefty. See what he's going to get here.
Break! Break!
Well, that kind of takes the measure out of it, I think. Hit a couple balls, and I think that tipped in the white ball of Team Downs, so that should be probably holding now. As it was laying flat, and then it's kind of tipped up on its, laying in its groove. Phil's last, one more ball for each. Really would like to add to it. And just kind of got twisted over by that one. They got one more. Chris is like, oh, it's one for us, right? Just wanting to please, can I have the one? Just kind of lost track a bit, so. But Charlie's got his one more. All right, there's Charlie. Harvey's just trying to knife that one out. Just trying to come through with a little weight and see if he can push that white one all the way through. Not quite. Just kind of get that bull in the front. So pretty sure it's going to be. Still waiting for them to finalize that it's one. One for Team Downs here.
I'm going to try and hook 3 back up quickly.